Why y'all keep playing with me? I told y'all not to play with me. But let's take a listen.
And we can make it happen in December in the Madison Square.
So this is Teofimo Sr. on Lomachenko Nakatani. He's talking to Bob Arum and saying that he thought about it, and after Lomachenko's performance, he'll consider talking to his son about making a Lomachenko and Teofimo Part 2, a match his son previously stated he personally would never do because he said Lomachenko was crying about his shoulder, making excuses, and it's pointless to have a rematch.
Garden, like we always do,
All right, so let's skip around.
A real man and your son's a real.
Hold on. He says you're a real man and your son's a real man. Listen.
Real man and your son's a real man.
You're a real man and your son's a real man. Let's listen. And you hear Teofimo kind of listening. The ESPN reporter, Bernardo, he's right there. And listen, this is the part you got to hear.
And I hope he's getting better.
Bob Arum says, I hope he's getting better. Like obviously referring to the Rona. And he even says the Rona, right? Listen.
Getting better.
I hope he's getting better.
And I hope he's getting better.
I hope he's getting better.
From the COVID.
He said from the COVID. Listen.
And I hope he's getting better. From the COVID.
And he says, oh no, and he's cutting him off as he's saying it. He said, oh no, wow. He says, I hope he's getting better from the COVID, wink, wink. And then he said, oh no, and he has his mask pulled down. Oh, this is bad.
Oh no, COVID.
Oh no, and look at the ESPN reporters looking at him like, huh? Like your son's supposed to be
good. 100.
Look at his face. Look at the ESPN reporter's face. He's like, huh?
Good.
Look. And he's like, hey, you're blowing it, kid.
100% out.
And you see how they cut him off. Look, he said he's 100% good out of. Listen.
100% out.
Good.
Bob Arum was like, good, trying to cut him off. Watch what they do next. Watch.
Good.
100% out of trouble.
He said he's 100% out of trouble, and he immediately gets cut off. Immediately.
That's good news. And
then they go to a Wilder versus Fury 3 ad. Wow.
Send it to you guys.
We're gonna.
And then they cut him off in the middle of it. So he says, my son is good. He's 100% out of it. And then Bob Arum was like, good. And then the ESPN commentator jumps in and said, okay, we're going to go to the camera. And then they flash this ad, pan away from the. When have you ever seen an interview segment end in that fashion where it looks like it's so rushed? You know what I'm saying? They did it like a Grammy speech that somebody was getting long-winded.
That's good news.
See, look. Oh, my gosh. That's good news. Previously on this same telecast, they said Teofimo and his pregnant wife was in Italy. Stop playing with me. He said he's out of trouble. So 1 minute he has it. Teofimo's the new Wolverine. He's Logan. He has increased healing capacities and healing ability. Amazing. Leave me a comment.
It has to happen immediately after the George Kambosos mandatory fight for Teofimo Lopez. That fight was postponed due to a positive COVID test for Teofimo Lopez. It's still in the air whether it'll be in August or September. But the news here is that the Lopez camp is willing to grant Vasily Lomachenko a rematch, especially after this spectacular performance that we got from him tonight. The news on Teofimo is that right now he is in Italy on vacation with his wife Cynthia. But once he returns, he'll start camp once again because he's fully healthy after now testing negative for COVID-19, Joe.
What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Well, you guys seen it. I rolled the clip, opened up with the clip from the Nakatani Lomachenko fight where Teofimo Sr. declares his own son was 100% and out of it. So the way I would interpret that, because he was being asked by Bob Arum about, like, he says, you're a real man. Your son's a real man. We can do this Lomachenko when he gets better. I hope he's doing better. And his dad is basically blowing the cover saying that Teofimo is 100%. So I would interpret that as 100% ready to go out of quarantine. And on that same telecast, you've seen the clip after where the ESPN reporter stated that Teofimo Lopez was on vacation with his expecting pregnant wife in Italy. So he was abroad. So many loopholes. This is like a Swiss cheese story. Somebody has got to be not telling the truth. Is he in Las Vegas? Is he in Italy? How he just posted this. Look, I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but listen. His fight with George Kambosos on another network got canceled days after he did this amended deal with Top Rank, where he signed an additional 2 years. Right? Tell me this doesn't look suspicious. He does an amended deal where he has a 2-year extension on his deal. He's getting more money through ESPN and Top Rank and the option for a pay-per-view, right? His fight was supposed to be off network on TRILLER, a whole separate company. And days later, after this amended deal news broke, he says on June 15th, so it was like Tuesday before his fight, which was to take place on Saturday, Teofimo says, hey, by now you heard the news. I have to withdraw from the Kambosos fight because I'm sick with the vid, right? That was June 15th. This is July 1st. Lomachenko's fight happened in June. So in 2 weeks' time, he's magically healed, right? The ESPN telecast says he was abroad in Italy. So where did they get this information from? Where did they just get on national TV? ESPN has up to 90 million plus homes that it does. Where did they find this Italy talking point? Who told him? Why won't the ESPN reporter do an interview and explain where he got off saying that on national TV on a Lomachenko fight night on a telecast? It's not making sense, people, right? Then his dad didn't. Okay, so that's just the ESPN reporter. You could say, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. But then his dad, it sounds like he says my son is 100%. Well, it doesn't sound. That's what he did say when Arum was asking about and, you know, sending the get well soon wishes. Man, this looks crazy. This is a bad look for Teofimo and company. No other way to slice it. I feel extremely bad for George Kambosos because he's training his butt off, and the people like Franchon Discern Cruz and then Michael Hunter, they're training for a fight card. It got canceled, and obviously the powers that be, they're doing something. They're all in cahoots with something, right? There's variant information coming out. They did the amended deal. All of this stuff just sounds highly ridiculous, right? He has the Rona, but then he's traveling to Italy. How do you travel abroad to Italy when you haven't been vaccinated? There's videos with, I can pull all this up right now. Right? Bob Arum says Teofimo Lopez should have been vaccinated. Right? So let me get this straight. I'm not the smartest brother in the world. Today is July 1st. They said he was in Italy last Saturday. So that was June, probably, let's say 26, whenever Tank fought, right? June 15th, he declared he had the Rona. How are you in Italy within 2 weeks of that if you previously told the world you hadn't been vaccinated? Now, my parents have been vaccinated already, both separately. And they don't just give you the shots all at once. You have to get one shot A, and then you have to wait like a month to get the second shot. They don't want to just like overdose you or whatever. But everybody I know that's been vaccinated, there is a period of time, a space in between shot A and shot B, shot 1 and shot 2. So how are you traveling to another country that had high levels of COVID cases, right? How are you traveling with your expecting wife to a place like that without a vaccination card? Because we know he hadn't been vaccinated, as you see on the screen. Bob Arum is on record on at Shakur's fight or whatever, being interviewed, talking about how Teofimo hadn't been vaccinated. So knowing that you can't get back-to-back shots and you have to wait in between the shots, how did he get well in 2 weeks? See, this Rona, this is why we got to go so hard. And I need everybody in boxing to stand with me for the integrity of boxing. You know, if the fight couldn't happen for whatever reason, then it is what it is. But this is a bad look and a black eye for boxing, because it feels like a game is being played and people's intelligence is especially mine, is being insulted. But more importantly, the Rona, there's people who really have died from this. There's people who really have died, right? And this is not something to joke about or take lightly. And from where I'm sitting, it looks like this story is not making sense. Teofimo has had a long-standing battle with asthma. So we all know, I'm not trying to act like the CDC or Dr. Fauci or something, but we do know that this influenza, this Ronavirus, the C19, is a respiratory disease or virus that attacks your respiratory, right? So how are you traveling within 2 weeks and you just got a respiratory infection or virus, and you had a long-standing battle of asthma, so much to the point where during periods of the time, like when the pandemic first started, he said he left his spot, his residence in New York, and was living in like Arkansas with his girl's family or something, because he didn't want to get sick and he didn't want to catch it. Now he's telling you he was sick with the Rona, and they told you at the beginning that he's in Italy. Or you could say the ESPN reporter is lying. Okay, so how is that allowable to have an ESPN reporter lie? And where's the backstory? Where'd you get that? Why would you say that on national TV? Where'd you get that information? So clearly somebody, he knows something or something, because I don't see how you could just report. Only in the sport of boxing can you just report on something and no one questions it and it's supposed to be false, right? Furthermore, okay, let's take it from the ESPN reporter. How come when Bob Arum was talking to Fimo Sr. about the Rona, said, "Oh, I hope your son gets well," blah, blah, blah. He's like, "Oh, he's already good, 100%. He's out of it." So what are we talking about? So a kid who struggled with asthma his whole life beat Rona in a week and a half, to the point where he's traveling with no vaccination card, with no quarantining, you know, on vacation with his wife. Or then either way you slice it, this is not adding up. And conveniently, this is after he amends and extends his top-ranked deal and opts to get more money. Somebody's not telling the truth here, right? Young Forensics, Forensic Files Ego. That's one of my favorite shows. I told you, it's Forensic Files Ego. Somebody's not telling the truth here. The other thing is, Lomachenko previously refused to give Lomachenko a rematch. Now all of a sudden, Lomachenko looks great. I haven't watched the fight, but from what I understand, he looked great versus Nakatani. And now his dad is saying, "Oh, with this performance, we'll give him another fight." But Teofimo, everything he said up to this point is no. Lomachenko, there's no point. He said he wanted to move to 140. He's talked about Josh Taylor and fighting him. He's talked about his body has to move up. Now all of a sudden he wants to stay and do a pay-per-view with Lomachenko, according to his dad. Man, this story just gets worse and worse. And like I said, you guys explain all these loopholes. DAZN also reported Teofimo still very sick with the coronavirus, right? So he's real sick with the coronavirus. Why did his dad just tell you, rewind this tape and picture me rolling? Why did his dad, his own flesh, the man that brought him into this world, why is he saying something different on national TV? And the ESPN reporter is saying something different. But this article, after I did my first video, I told y'all, stop playing with me. I told y'all 9-10 times ago, stop playing with me. I did my video, and then 5 to 8 hours later, this article came out. So I did the video talking about how it said he was in Italy and he was busted. And then 5 to 8 hours later in the day, that same day, go look at the timeline, Young Forensic Files, it says Teofimo is still very sick. Okay, then why is the ESPN reporter saying something different? And why is his dad saying something different? Wouldn't those people know? Now, let's just add another monkey wrench into this situation, shall we? The day of the Lomachenko fight, a reporter with The Athletic posted this: Teofimo Lopez is still recovering from Rona. His manager, Split T Management's David McWaters, tells me, and he remains at his home in Las Vegas. Lopez, Teofimo, is waiting for a negative test result for the Rona because he tested positive today. Ironically enough, this, as I told you earlier, this tweet was sent the same day, earlier in the day, the same day that Nakatani fought against Lomachenko and Gervonta fought. But on that Nakatani-Lomachenko telecast is where the reporter A said Teofimo was in Italy, and B, his dad was being asked about a Lomachenko rematch, which I played at the very beginning of this video, rewind it, and then he said, my son's good, my son's 100%. So you tell me why a team would be in so much disarray where the dad is saying one thing, the ESPN reporters are saying another thing. Another reporter has gotten told by Teofimo's management company something totally different, and the story is all over the place. You let me know in the comment section. I told y'all, stop playing with me. I consider y'all family, so y'all know what to do next. If you're with me, you're with me when it comes to bringing integrity back to the sport of boxing. All this is not necessary. If you want to make the Lomachenko fight and, you know, the Kambosos fights off TRILLER, that's cool, but you don't have to play around with the serious issue. I encourage you guys to hit the like button. Let me know how I did in this video. I'm out.